Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Going In Blind. So yeah, we are talking about the dual decks, Ardynn and Noctis, and there's already 2 Noctis decks out already. So yeah, check that out. And this is the latter part, you know, the actual versus, which is gonna be the Fire Lightning Ardynn, which is the precon or the dual deck original one. I don't know if this is a leader or a commander, kind of like Magic's EDH. I don't know. We got a few things here, and yeah, let's discuss it. I actually tried to max it out, but there's not such a big card pool on the game, so we had to use some things. We had to use Final Fantasy 14 and 3's backups, so we can actually play whatever we want to play with this deck. Because yeah, this deck is kind of like short-staffed in terms of dragoons and captains. But yeah, without further ado, let's start this. So we have Ardynn, which is a Fire Lightning Chief Minister, and it says when a forward is put from the field into the break zone during this turn, the cost required to cast your next forward is reduced by 5. Wow, that's really good. And then this effect will trigger only once per turn. And you can also sacrifice an Ardynn from your hand and pay fire and a lightning CP and tap this card to choose one forward. It loses all its abilities until the end of turn and break it. Okay. So it's got removal, it's got recursion, it's got reduction, pretty cool all around. Then we got the Ravus, and Ravus. So we got the fire one. It costs 4 forward captain, and it says whenever Ravus enters the field, you may remove 2 job captain in your break zone from the game, and then if you do so, choose one forward and deal it 10,000 damage. Wow. Amazing. That's a lot of burn. We also have the 5 cost Ravus forward. That's also a captain. They all are. And it says during this turn, if a job captain you controlled has been put from the field into the break zone, the cost required to cast Ravus is reduced by 4. When Ravus enters the field or is put from the field into the break zone, choose one forward and it loses 5,000 power until the end of turn. Oh, that's nice removal. Then we got another Ravus, but this one is cost 4 on lightning, and it's a forward saying when Ravus enters the battlefield, choose one forward opponent controls and dull it. Then when Ravus enters the field, choose one forward an opponent controls. If the number of forwards your opponent controls is greater than the number of forwards you control, dull it. So it's gonna dull 1 or more depending on if you have more or less forwards. Interesting. Kind of interesting, yeah. So now we have Glauca. It's actually 3 cost forward captain, saying when it's put from the field to the break zone, you may search for 2 job captain with different names and add them into your hand. Nice, tutor. And then you can tap it and sacrifice it to dull 2 forwards. Nice. Then we got the other Glauca, which is a cost 2 forward captain. The cost required to cast your lightning forwards is reduced by 1. Oh, nice. So this one costs 2 and makes this one cost 2, and then this one sacrifices and searches for 2 more, which cost 1 less each. That's cool. When Glauca or a forward enters the field, choose a forward. It gains plus 1,000 until the end of turn. Okay, so this one's to put many, and try to bump up at least 1. Yedolas costs 6 backup. Emperor, when he enters the field, choose one fire forward. Cost 4 less in your break zone and played onto the field. Nice. So these get sacrificed or they kind of die somehow, and then this guy is graveyard recursion, so you can get it into the field again. So you can also sacrifice it and tap it and choose a forward and deal 7,000 damage. That's pretty good. So Cindy is cost 2 and is an engineer, the sexiest engineer ever, and it says it has haste and it's not a backup. Interesting. I thought it would be. It's a forward. So it taps and says, choose one forward and opponent controls dull it. If you have received 4 points of damage or less, Cindy deals 1 point of damage. Oh, to you. I don't know how good that is. Maybe it's a lifesaver. I don't know. Anyways, then we got the other engineer, Chief Sit Sophiar. It's cost 2 as a backup engineer, and it's damage 3 only, and says when Sit Sophiar enters the field, choose one character in your break zone and add it into your hand. Okay, So we got all the recursion here, we got all the searches there, we got a lot of sacrificing and doing stuff and exiling. That's pretty good. So hopefully there's more dragoons that show up and there's more captains that show up over time so that we can keep adding them to this deck and eventually get rid of these slots. So we have Selkie from Crystal Chronicles. Maybe this is not legal, I'm not sure. I don't know which cards are banned, which are not, but I would like it to be completely 15 category since it is a 15 deck. We also have Sage, Black Mage, Black Mage, Black Mage, and Dragoon, which all came with the deck. So maybe it works, maybe it's supposed to, maybe it's not, I don't know. But yeah, our 3 last cards are gonna be Ardynn, which are going to be a 4-cost forward with first strike, and for each forward other than Ardynn you control, Ardynn gains 1000 power. Okay, so she buffs depending on others. Nice. And then damage 3. When Ardynn enters the field, choose 1 lightning forward of cost 2 or less in your break zone. Play it onto the battlefield. And then damage 6. Ardynn gains the forwards you control gain haste. Nice. That's a good card. It seems very solid too. It's almost twice the amount of the cost in terms of power. So then we have the cost 6 one. It's a forward as well. It says haste and first strike and EX burst. Okay. When Ardynn enters the field, choose 1 forward of cost 3 or less an opponent controls and break it. If you got damage 5 when Ardynn enters the field, choose 1 forward, same thing, cost 5 or less and opponent controls and break it. Okay, so double removal. Nice. And then we got the 2-cost forward of Theatrhythm. Nice. Super cute. And it says when enters the battlefield, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a lightning card, add it to your hand. Hey, it's very probable that it will be, considering there's only 10 cards that are not lightning in this deck. So that's about an 80% or more. And yeah, damage 3, drop Dragoon forwards you control gain plus 2000. Nice, all around the board. Okay, so yeah, that's it for this deck. It seems very linear and straightforward, and it's kind of empty because it's missing 6 cards that could otherwise synergize super well, but I really couldn't find any for them. So we had to resort to other categories. Luckily enough, I think it's allowed. So I don't know about the 14 ones, but the 3 ones certainly are. So maybe I might change them in the future. You guys let me know in the comments though. Is it legal? I don't know. I am actually going in blind to this meta. I've never played this game before, so it's definitely an interesting experience. Let's see how it goes. This is all just playsets, and I just decided to buy every playset of every card that's Final Fantasy 15, as well as the 7, as well as the 4. So trust me, there's plenty of other decks that you might want to see if you like this one. So go ahead and check those out, okay? So I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.